Coach, another year, actually fifth year of the Nedbank Guyana team. Team is up against SuperSport United this weekend, winners, of course, of the 2017 Nedbank Cup. Just your thought on how this program has gone for this year.
Yeah, you're quite right. This is our fifth year now with this program, and you'll remember when we started, it was the question of get ordinary people and make them extraordinary. I think we did achieve that. If you look at now, we've got something like 11 to 12 players that are signed by the PSL clubs. Yes, of course, the Modibas of this world, I mean, he's now become something else, you know. He's all the time he plays a game, you see something new in him.
You've been obviously former Bafana Bafana coaches. We've seen the way in the years in your coaching how you've been able to identify young talent or upcoming talent. We saw you with the Olympic team of 2000. Going forward, or from what you've seen then, have we got better with our development systems, with our structures, not only from SAFA point of view, not only from club point of view, but even initiatives like this from Nedbank? Are we starting to get around the whole idea how important development is
Yeah.
and nurture young talent, because that's what's going to lead us to the level that everybody desires, where we conquer Africa again. We're amongst the best in the world. Are we getting better?
I would say we're stagnant in terms of development. We're not getting any way. It is the stories, the reports that we get that SAFA is not doing one through. Let's accept it. SAFA should lead. And one thing we need to know is that SAFA will never have players. They can develop 10, 12, and what happens? They go to clubs. They hand them over to clubs. It's the clubs to carry the development on. I mean, what I would say, let's say, look at a player that is a team that is based in Orlando, Soweto. They should mark a maybe 50 meters radius or kilometers radius to say this is our scouting area. Then you get another team from Pretoria
Doing the same thing.
same thing. Automatically, we're gonna meet somewhere. The biggest questions that I always say, even I don't know, it reaches the president of football and the clubs. People will come to you, Coach Shakes. You're not getting as far as Sibasa. You know where Sibasa is. They come back to you and say, you're not getting to Mokopane. And they're right. They're right. Because we just look at around the fence and say we're running development, we're identifying talent. That's not good. We need people who will definitely do that. And development, when we define development, we say development, it's an ongoing dynamic plan. You don't do it 2 months and you stop and say, I'm developing. There must be that continuity, consistency. Players must be taken through these paces all the time. But I'm saying SAFA, yes, can do so much, but clubs must come on board. Clubs must come on board. I mean, we've got academies, very few in the country, but if you look at their talent identification plan, it's zero. We sort of we have this problem of saying we identifying players from other programs. That's not it. You got to come up with your own players that you bring, maybe 3 or 4. I mean, Bafana Bafana, it's time that we need to have players at the age of 17, 18. Last 2014 World Cup, how many under 17 players from the 3? Now in 2018, there's a possibility Germany are from winning the cup with youth players, with youth players. So it says we'll keep on finding ourselves wanting when we build up our national teams. That is 220, and because we don't identify talent and nurture it to the top levels.
Coach, it's always a pleasure catching up with you, speaking football. I hope you join us again. Hopefully, we'll have much more time to go into other matters. But thanks for chatting to us here on Game On.
No, thanks. I would like to say thanks to Nedbank for this. Can you imagine if we have another 5, 6 companies coming on? I mean, how many players are we going to unearth? More than what Nedbank has done. We say to Nedbank, keep going, keep supporting football the way they are doing. We appreciate that very much.
Thanks again, Coach.
You're welcome. Thanks.